Whew, okay Marvel, I hope you're ready, because this year...
さて、ここまではままごとだ。今なら引き返せるぜ。
Fighter win.
Competition's fierce. What's up guys, it's me Zero to my Kitsune, and today I want to talk to you about the new information revealed about Marvel's Capcom Infinite and sort of my opinions on it. Now to open this up, wow, it's been a long time. I had basically lost the hype for this game because of how long Capcom decided to wait for all this, but with the new reveals it's back mostly. As an overview, the new information we got was new characters: Hawkeye, Hulk, Thor, Ultron, Sigma, Chris, Strider, and Chun-Li, a new story trailer, and some gameplay and some information about the system. I will have links to all that below so you can all see it for yourself if you haven't already. But moving on, let's talk in depth about what I didn't like about the new information. Opening up the art style. Obviously we knew what the game was going to look like before, but I'm still not sold on the art style, and the new information, the gameplay, all of that, I was hoping it would look better in motion, and to me it doesn't. I'm really disappointed that they went for this sort of more realistic, kind of leaning on the Marvel Cinematic Universe look instead of the comic booky look of Marvel 3. I think that does a better job at kind of merging the two. Obviously it's leaned on cinematic because of the redesign of Hawkeye. He's not in a superhero getup like he was in Marvel 3, but more importantly, I'm thinking about how the Capcom characters look. Sigma looks like a Buzz Lightyear toy because it doesn't translate very well to a more realistic setting, though that might be just the texture work on him. Maybe they could give his outfit a more metallic kind of feedback, and that might make it look better. But moving on, then there's Chun-Li's face, which, fix it Capcom, just fix it now, it looks terrible. But let's move on to another topic. The UI, that's another part of the art style, but still, the UI looks like a godforsaken phone game, and the characters inside their portraits on the corner of the screen look dead. This I really hope they change. Obviously the actual art style is, it's too late. The game's 5 months away, but you can still change the UI, and if anything, just change the super bar, which looks way too small. It's like they were trying to conserve space, but this is a full-scale game, not a phone game. You can use that space to, do whatever you want with it. So at the very least, I hope they fix the UI. Moving on, the game has an arcade mode, a story mode, a mission mode, a collection mode, and training modes. Normally I'd be fine with this, but I don't know. It still feels a little bit lacking to me. Now obviously people bash Street Fighter V for not having a story mode, so at least they learned their lesson here. But for me personally, that wasn't all I cared about when it came to Street Fighter V. It was the lack of actual content aside from just fighting people. So, and this doesn't seem to alleviate that at all. Obviously there's a trials mode, so that'll be a lot of fun to do, but there's still no mini games that are built using the in-game architecture of the fighting game, like destroying the cars or break the targets in Smash or all that stuff. You can do a lot with the core, aspects of a fighting game. Just look at Mugen for that. And they didn't do anything like that, or at least it doesn't seem like that. Maybe collection mode blows us away with what you can do in there, but as far as I'm seeing right now with the information, I'm just left a little bit sad. Moving on, the only other things gameplay wise that kinda me are the whole automatic combos, spamming light punch to get a full combo. I guess yay, that's good for newer characters. And the whole down replacing Shoryukens, that's not confirmed 100% because in the trial build that people were playing, Ryu Shoryuken was still a Shoryuken motion. So who knows, maybe only a couple characters will have the down input, or hopefully it's shifted off to a more simple mode. That's why I don't really like the light punch automatic combo. I like the things that help people learn the game. I like those to be in a separate mode altogether. So people who actually know the inputs or are trying to practice the inputs don't even have to acknowledge their existence. I still believe that simple mode needs to be refined, and no fighting game so far has done simple mode correctly, but looks like Marvel's Capcom Infinite is not going to be the person to break that trend. From there, the last two things are pretty small, and let me rephrase that, the second to last one's pretty small. Morgan not having her soul fist spam, it felt kind of unique to Marvel 3, and I was hoping they'd bring that back. It'd be more balanced because of the lack of assist, so it'd be much easier to get in on Morgan, but I guess someone up at Capcom was like, nah, we just can't have that at all. So it's been removed. Sad day for Morgan players. But more importantly, the last thing I'm going to talk about in the bad section is Sigma. He is a pre-order character, which is disappointing, and I will point it out whenever it happens. I didn't like Goro being a pre-order character in Mortal Kombat 10. I didn't like the name escapes me, but Injustice 2 has him as a pre-order character. Oh yeah, I'm really drawing a blank on his name right now. I'll probably remember it later, but I didn't like it there, and I don't like it here. So there's that. But overall, that's not a lot of bads. So that's actually really good for the game. I'm still super excited. From there, let's talk about the actual good things. The combos I saw so far were really fun to see and do, which is really important to a combo heavy fighting game. The combos can't be flat or boring. They gotta be exciting and make people want to pick up the controller and see if they can do that. And the demonstration, especially from Chun-Li during the demos and such, those looked really fun, and they made me want to just pick up my fight stick and play any fighting game. So that's good. The tag system though is where it's at. The tag system is why I am hyped for this game at all. The sheer amount of freedom with the tagging. You can tag at any moment, and outside of a few scenarios, it doesn't cost any bar. There's a small time limit where you can't tag again after tagging once, but that's obviously to remove the ability for players to just tag. You can tag during combos, no bar required, just switching to the other character. You can tag through supers, so even though they removed team hyper combos, you can make your own team hyper combos, because when your point character uses their super and then you tag, the point character super is still going on, so you can just do another super, and then it's just really good. Especially this one point. This is what really got the gears turning in my head. There is a burst system in Marvel's Capcom Infinite. When you are getting hit, you can actually spin meter to tag in your character, and he'll run in from the bottom of the screen like tags normally run, but he will now be able to jump up and attack your opponent because you're now using that character while your opponent is still beating up the original character. That looks really cool. Burst systems are really good to make sure the combos don't get totally insane. So that just got the gears turning, and I'm super excited for tag bursting. That's what I'm going to call it. I don't know what's really going to be called in the game, but moving on, the gems are pretty cool. And going from least interesting to most interesting, the Power Stone, I would call them gems. The Power Stone is pretty standard. It's a damage boost, kind of a stun boost, and when you activate it, which every gem has a sort of activation which gives you like this huge power boost, it initially knocks the opponent away, and you can do longer combos because there's more hit stun. Pretty standard. The Time Stone, it gives you the ability to do command dashes that allow you to dash past projectiles and dash through the opponent. I'm pretty sure you still get hit, so you can run straight into your opponent's fist with them. And the activation, the actual mode, is a sort of X Factor Light, where you get this huge speed boost allowing you to do combos that you couldn't do before. So basically, you'll have, X Factor combos from Marvel 3. Be ready for Time Stone Infinites, because that's what I'm seeing. Probably won't be super long though. I don't know the duration of these. But moving on, the final one, Space Stone. That one is the coolest. Initially, the one ability gives you this sort of gravitation from Magneto where you pull your opponents in, but when you activate its mode, you put your opponent in this box and they cannot move outside of it, so they're stuck in one place, and you can do mix-ups all over the place because they can't move, but you can. And even when you're hitting them, the box kind of sort of moves with them, so if you launch them, the box will move upward and drag them with it. So it just looks really fun to use, and that'll probably be the stone I'm using. Moving on from the stones, the characters, all the old characters seem to have gotten new moves. So ignoring the fact that everyone can now OTG, you have things like Iron Man and getting a new projectile move list to kind of flesh out his character and give him some identity, because at least in Marvel 3 he was basically the poor man's Magneto. But from there you have Hulk, he has more mobility and a wall jump, and Chun-Li got a new super harkening back to the old days of Marvel superheroes and Tatsunoko vs. Capcom. Finally, we have Advanced Guard now having a new function. It can now reflect projectiles whenever you push block projectiles. So that's going to be really good for dealing with those super projectile heavy characters. But I'm really excited for those. But moving on from that, we have the speculation, the things I'm kind of thinking are going to happen but don't have any proof on. Opening up the character themes, I'm pretty sure are back. I heard Chun-Li's theme in one of the combat demonstrations. But I think that all the character themes will be techno this time around. I don't know, I'm just getting that feeling. I hope it isn't. I hope there's a wide range of different music styles and instruments used for every character theme to give them their own, kind of identity. But who knows? Moving on, I hope the reveals going forward will be more like Marvel's Capcom 3. These reveals that they've shown so far are okay, but the Marvel 3 reveals with the whole comic book pages and then you see the character, some text, that just built up all sorts of hype, and then you see the character with their own themes. I'm hoping it goes like that because that's how you get a person excited for the game. Moving on, I hope original characters will be coming back to Marvel's Capcom. Obviously we didn't see them in 3, we didn't see them in Ultimate, but one can dream. Ruby Heart, Amigo, I forget your name, it's been so many years since I last played Marvel 2. I hope you come back. Technically they wouldn't be original characters because they've existed before, but I'm willing to take half original characters if they're not going to give any complete original characters. Next is a small little tidbit that I don't think many people are talking about. Characters, when they die, they don't go away. They just kind of stay collapsed on the ground, sort of like Skullgirls when they were talking about new characters. They talked about that being a cool idea. But I'm thinking that this might lead up to the Life Stone having the ability, when it's activated, to maybe resurrect your dead teammates. It's a long shot, and if they did do that, they'd probably just resurrect with like 10% health, but it could be a really cool idea. So I'm just throwing that out there. That might happen. And finally, I'm hoping that there's one more pass through the graphics in this 5 months leading up to release. I'm hoping they do something to tweak it. Obviously they can't overhaul it, they don't have enough time, and obviously this is the style that they wanted to go with, but maybe some more lighting, some better lighting, something, I don't know. King of Fighters has proven miracles can happen. With that, that's all the information I really have, or my opinions on them. Leave in the comment section your thoughts on Marvel's Capcom Infinite. Maybe you do like the graphics, I could be wrong. And with that, I will see you guys next time.